Hey gang, how's everyone going? Hope you're well. Today we are taking out the Sony a7C to the Sydney streets, pairing it with the Sony 40mm f2.5G lens. This lens is a compact, tiny lens that pairs really well with any of Sony's a7C lineup, and it's pretty great for street photography. So look, let's not waste any time, subscribe to the channel, and let's get out and have some fun. So the very first place that we're going to start our photo walk today is the Customs building. It actually inside I think is a library as well, and so I don't think I can film going in, but the outside is just very nice, and I don't usually ever shoot here, so I think it's a great start. There's a nice warm light coming in. It's already about 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Sydney, so the sun sets fast in winter. So we have a lot of harsh shadows that we'll have to edit out today. So even in this photo, you'll see a lot of the stone building is quite bright and almost very like white and like blown out, and the shadows are going to be quite strong. So we'll take a few test shots just to really get a feel for the space with the 40mm, and then hopefully we'll have a couple subjects walk through some nice frames, some nice shadows. If I can duck myself out through there, even something like people walking through here, which might not happen because Sunday afternoon it is getting a little bit quieter. So what I might do is play around with framing as well. There we go, comes somebody else. This guy's gonna walk through nice, so let's open up that aperture, bring down the shutter speed. Not sure if we got him. I think I let too much light in there, so I'll be playing around with my highlights a lot in these photos. But I think I got a great shot of him walking where the light's just hitting his legs. So we get this nice little silhouette, which I'm pretty happy about. So what I'm going to try and do is maybe use this tree as a bit of foreground blur and wait for someone to walk through here. And luckily it seems that just enough people are exiting the building that I might get lucky and that will happen when they cross over. So these three are going to come together. They're not really the subjects that I want. They're going to go for it. I'm really glad it wasn't all three and he's just running off to the bin. That worked out actually. That's not something that you'd catch every single day. If I can use this guy, here he is. This is sort of what I want. Very, almost feels like I'm not in Sydney. I don't want to get that pole in. I could probably crop it a bit actually, which is fine. These two headed in. So they're gonna walk into frame there. Take a few more just to be sure. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't shoot Customs House very often. I really like this photo because, let's bring my ISO down. And I'll bring one that's a bit overexposed. I love it because it's got that, the silhouette of this guy, this worker up here with the no pedestrian sign. There's something about that juxtaposition of you can't, no pedestrians, but you are the pedestrian, you are a pedestrian. There's these two sitting on the bench here, which I think is very nice with the light. I just want to get, it's very hard because I'm shooting directly into the light, but the best part about that is because I'm doing that, I am getting a harsh silhouette, which I really like. This fence down here is a road that comes off the motorway and I think goes around up onto the bridge. And the reason I like this is later on another night when I want to do some light trails, I've been considering coming here, setting up my tripod and catching light trails of cars coming around. So, and some nice full drives. All right, last one. Oh, the motorbike is always a good one. See, I love that. I think that's very cool. There we go. Nice. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay, so now we're gonna try and just get another frame. I always see people who sneak cameras into things like Wimbledon and the Australian Open. I always wonder if they're even allowed to. Usually places only let you bring in like small cameras. Nice. Oh, I mean this is what I was thinking about. This is so good for a model. Like, you just have these huge leading lines. Can you imagine just someone in the middle, you've got a 70 to 200 or something, or a 135, and they're down there, and you've got like a little bit more light. I mean, just look at this. I don't even want this to like focus. I actually really like that as a photo, like those really hard shadows and the light. And then even this, very nice. Even older. Oh, I can walk through here too. This is great. Now I'm getting excited. I love all the bins here. It has a very rugged, almost English vibe. Almost like, you know, back of like some United, like English town. I don't want to say London so much, but that's cool. And I love, big on color. I love finding reds and yellows at the moment. This is too close, so the actual wideness of this alleyway is a bit not quite enough. I wonder if that light comes on at night, and then down here you can have, like, again, you can have a model. Just imagine, with me if you will, someone walking up those stairs or walking down the stairs with a light on them, or standing under there with a big trench coat. Very detective vibes. I really love that big space down there, but I don't think, this is where I'd like, probably I wonder, even 35 would be too tight. This is probably where I'd want my 24, 28, because I really want this empty space and this massive casino in the background, which would just make it look like, it'd look like a dystopian town where the casino runs the town, you know? Which isn't the case, obviously. But to get that shot, I've got to be low enough to get the whole building like this, but I also want to get the empty lot area, which I just don't think I can capture on a 40. That's probably the best shot that I can get right now. But this is a great spot. I've never really tried to photograph this building at all. And I've never really come up here and seen this view of this little inlet, this little bay area. Which, now I'm really glad the metro can get us out here, because it just took so long to walk to Barangaroo for anything. Oh, here comes a Mini. I love a Mini, I own a Mini, and the light is hitting it really nicely right now. So I hope that comes out really good. Let's do another practice with this car. The red Mini was definitely more enjoyable to photograph, but it's all for practice. I think maybe I'm too close, but this is a good spot because someone's knocked out these bars, so I have somewhere to rest my camera and get some pretty cool, I guess they're landscape shots at the end of the day. I'm sure this is a landscape. There's a couple of buildings and a few cars and a big water area. Take one more shot. The light is starting to hit really nicely. I don't know if you can see it from all the way down there. I'll take a photo. I'll punch in and take a photo. There are these big blue teardrop looking things, and they light up for Vivid, which I will be doing tonight, and there'll be a video for that coming out next week. So if you like this one and you want to see me try and tackle some night photography, you can obviously tune in next week when I put that video up. It'll be different. It won't be a walk around video. I'm just going to go out, take some photos, and then I'll put the photos up and talk about what I was trying to do, why I like it, why I might not like it, because I have photographed Vivid 3 times in the last 3 years, and I don't know if I quite have the hang of photographing night photography yet, let alone a big event like a light show. The light that streams through, very nice. Getting it to work for you, very hard. So here, I really like this. It's a nice quiet sort of suburban setting. I'm gonna bring up my shutter speed and my ISO to really bring those shadows back in and try and tame some of these highlights, but not so much like crush the blacks. Somewhere around, I reckon, I'll probably bring it to f5.6 and then I'll bring my shutter speed up to about 320. I just want my multimeter to register somewhere around 0 to -7, because then I'm pretty confident that I can bring up my shadows in post. And then I'll retain, hopefully, that a little bit of the greenery on this wall here, and then the sign in the background. Again, the Rocks has a really good area for golden hour portraits. So if you can get out here with a model or some friends, you will be able to take some pretty nice warm photos. Now, down here would be great for light trails, and here would be great for portrait shoots. It's just loaded with things for photographers. Isn't that crazy? Down here is really great for slow shutter speed if you want to get cars going around the roundabout. And right now there's actually a really nice light that's coming in from the, wow, off to the side there. I wonder if a car in there would look nice. Well, they wouldn't. Those people look great. I really like that. I like the stretching shadows. I love the light that is just like blooming across. I think I'm too far over now. Back here was good. This is a bit more centered. This is a good shot for what the 40mm is really good at, actually, because a 35 would do great here as well, but it would probably be something like that, and I'd be holding my lens further out, my camera further out of this gate to get the photo that I want. But with a 40, it's like it sits just right, because if I punch in on a 35 to make it a 52, that's too close. Okay, I gotta stop. I could spend all day photographing that. The light that's coming through is just too good, but it's the same photo over and over and over again. So it's time to move on. And when I say move on, sometimes it's just time to change the angle slightly. So I'm gonna come over here and see if changing has that same effect that I like. This is a little bit different. It's much brighter because that sun is absolutely blasting into the sensor. So I'm gonna bring up my shutter speed and darken it, and I'm trying to cut it out. I didn't bring the hood for the lens, so I'm just gonna have to tilt it down and crop it in a little bit later. But that's so nice. Wow, look at the dual shadows. And it's so dark that the silhouettes just really come out nicely. Oh, I can't, I'm very happy. This is probably my favorite photo now of the day. Oh, my eyes are so sore from looking into that light. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. Let's probably go horizontal. So yeah, as you can see, it is definitely too tight to get the whole bridge, I imagine. But still a very nice photo regardless. Oh, there's a yacht coming through. Maybe we can get a nice, this will look really nice if it comes around this way. This will probably be the last photo of the day. And let's get a couple shots, dead center. That is the end. If you enjoyed the video, comment down which photo you like the most. Tell me your thoughts on the 40mm. And if you like night photography, check out next week's video where I take on Vivid. See you later.